you so much, it makes me sick. Ah, come on over, shoot the shit. Ah, love you so much, it makes me sick. Ah, keep me out of me. 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 Get up, get up. Welcome to another despicable, horrible, culturally unacceptable, socially awkward, abominable episode of the apocalypse. The end is nigh. Many have said that. It was never true before. You must choose one of two paths. There can be no indifference anymore. Not permitted. Option 1. God, righteousness, goodness, decency, the law. Option 2. The devil, the Antichrist. The apocalypse, Armageddon, the lake. Choose now. Congratulations. You have chosen the apocalypse. And since you have unwisely chosen the apocalypse, you are in urgent need of a guide. Unfortunately for me, I must be that guide, your humble guide. Nicholas, so good to see you again. My God, the abominations again today. 42 months, they say, son. Non-stop blasphemy and abominations. And if you have your name on it, I suggest you take it off. The last moment for you to turn the other way is coming soon. It will be the day they ask you to take the mark. And by they, I mean Leon, Greasy Pete, Donnie, if he's still alive and not a vegetable. Maybe it will be AI Donnie. They don't care. They just want their Reich. When they make that offer to you, that is your last moment of choice. For if you take the mark, it is over for you forever. No changing your mind. Later, once the plagues come, son, too late. So in that moment, it will be your last moment to turn around. Or finally make the full choice to follow the imp and the Antichrist into the abyss, plague upon plague upon plague, to the point you beg to die, and God does not allow it. And when finally he allows you to die, after you have suffered the worst plagues imaginable. Then you go to the lake, son, just like your imp, just like your Antichrist, just like your Reich. Choose wisely when that day comes. I suspect I will be dead by then. Thanks to you. Let us begin. Okay, there was a hearing with DHS and the FBI, and it was a fucking shit show, because when you're trying to defend the indefensible, the devil, cruelty, concentration camps, mass men kidnapping people, deporting veterans, U.S. citizens, detaining U.S. citizens for days, sicking dogs on them, all the things they intended to do. When you're doing those things and you try and defend it against really mad people, it doesn't work. And you end up looking like a cunt. And that's what happened to Christie and this FBI person. He's the FBI ops director. I'm not sure of his name. I think I have his name in another post. It doesn't matter. He was dead before he was born, son. I've been explaining that to you, right? You understand that concept, right, son? Because I know you're a child. Daddy's trying to explain the paradigm and the end of it to you. The concept of being dead before you're born, if you're not in the book of life, you never were, son. That's the choice you're making. You can choose to be in the book and be alive, or you can stay dead by doing what this guy's doing, following the Pied Piper all the way to the edge of the fucking cliff. I've explained when your last moment of freedom will be where you'll still have an opportunity to not be damned for all fucking eternity for following the devil. That's the day of the mark. And I suspect it's not too many years before that's unveiled. It's already, the currency's already there with the number on it, son, ready for you. Just like the story says. Exactly like it says. And again, son, I didn't choose it. You did. I'm just guiding you through it. Again, lake fodder, being dead before you were born, going along with the devil in the last moments of dying Earth, dying America, and then finally pledging your soul, your loyalty to the devil. That's what you'll be doing when you take the mark. And that was what the mark was always intended for. If the devil can't win the fight, son, he's going to take as many of you idiots with him as he can. Just to hurt God, the only point of it. Like a child being cruel for no reason. This isn't rocket science. It isn't genius. It's just evil, cruelty, lies. That's how we got here. The imp is guaranteed the lake, son. If you know anything about the good book, you know that. So is the Antichrist and false prophet whom you voted for. So what does that mean for you if you take the mark? And actually, again, taking the mark, there will be some type of pledge, oath, something, because that's the point of it. One thing the devil has wanted since the beginning of time: your worship of him as God. That's it. Anything to get you there. Now, that story you've been talking about, all those documentaries you watched, all those hermeneutics commentaries you listened to, all three of you, that's real now. And you got to really choose. And again, 3 are already guaranteed, son: the imp, the Antichrist, the false prophet, the false trinity, if you will. So if you pledge loyalty to that imp, son, where's you going? That's the point of it. There is no other point. Of course, surveillance, being able to track you, monitor your body, just in your life in every way. Omnipresence, yes, that's all a bonus. But what's the real fucking goal? Your pledge of worship of the devil via his Antichrist, who will ask you for your worship. Have you seen anyone with a greater God complex, sense of entitlement to the point he thinks you should worship him? Have you seen anyone that fits that mold more than Donnie, except for Leon? He'd probably be number 2. That's why he's beast number 2. That's why he was co-chancellor. Both animals looking at each other, thinking, how can I take the other one out? When Leon started to get the foot up the ass, that's precisely what he tried to do. Donnie's in the Epstein files. Hello, DJT, like Becky from grammar school. That was his move. Again, Pete Thale, I'm talking to you. Leon Scum, I'm talking directly to you right now. What you two children, not probably, destined for the lake, think you can do is irrelevant. I am fucking here to tell you, and I think you understand that now. For your arrows have come to naught. Donnie has the blessing. You do not. No matter what you try to take Donnie out, you lose, son. His seat and authority comes from the devil. It says it plainly in the story that you read, Pete. I doubt Leon read it. Maybe he did. He's into the occult. Mr. Baphomet Crest. Donnie has the blessing. All you people that thought you could take Hitler out, various people around him at the time of his life, wrong. Adolf had the blessing at that time. It's in granite, son. Donnie has the motherfucking blessing. You can't fuck with that. You can't break it. Only God can. Luckily, during World War II, Germany was a rather small country. Had they been a union like the US or Europe, oh my God, probably would have taken over the world. Hitler tried to make that union and take it global. His Reich. He failed ultimately. This is different this time. There was this weird other entity called America that should not have ever existed, full of people from all lands. The first time anything like that's ever happened. And if that union got in the fight, well, then it's over for Germany, right? The amount of people that were here, the size of the army, the money behind it, the workers behind it. Everyone pitched in. Germany didn't have that. So the second the United States jumped in, which is an enormous territory full of millions of people that should have never existed, it was over for Adolf. This time, the Antichrist of the moment, the final one, the ultimate one, the Antichrist, he has a union of 300 million and all the greatest amount of wealth ever accumulated by a nation, the greatest military, I mean, just by Orders of magnitude. There's no comparison to what has come before. Even the greatest moment of Rome, their armies were fucking ants compared to what America, the Reich Empire, has right now. The product of 200 fucking years of people from all lands working and paying taxes. One reason it tells me it's the end. No one's ever had this kind of power before. It's unprecedented. No one's ever had a hammer this big and capable at speed. Again, in hours, the Reich can be anywhere. And there's no military that can stop it. That's the difference between our day and Adolf's day. Adolf started from a small country, not a grand union of 350 million, with more wealth than God. Germany didn't have that either. They had to steal it all. That's why this is different. That's why this is the one. That's why one of the reasons I feel that only God can stop this now. The military ain't going to do it. They're going to go along like they have been. That's why this one's different. That's why this is the end. That's why the man going to have to come back. There's no grand union that can stop this. Europe's all that's left. Many of the European countries are very small, very poor. Got Russia, Israel, America, North Korea, the Saudis, all the nefarious entities in league right now. And the devil and the Antichrist have taken over America. Done. Over. So understand where you are in history. Understand there's no grand union that's going to come save us. This gonna be a Reich. It's written in granite. No one can stop it. We're going to have to suffer it, man. Again, that's why I'm here. I ain't here for fucking fun or glory or money. There ain't none of that. You going into that story, son. You in the apocalypse, right in it. Not 10 years from now. Not 100, not 1,000. And again, you know, I said so many times, and I still feel that way. I have no love for this. I don't want to be in the fucking apocalypse. Oh yeah, I get to be executed by the Reich and maybe live again before God. I don't know what that's like. I've never seen it. I just got to believe that promise, son. That's not an easy fucking thing to do after what I seen on this planet. Not much good. Not much at all. I need to get on this. I didn't mean to say any of that. So, the ops director of the FBI, this guy, I have no idea who the fuck he is. I've been telling you Antifa doesn't exist, yet they designated Antifa a terrorist organization. That's because they plan on calling you Antifa. They need a title to call you so they can take all your rights away and deport you to fucking CCOT. I'm not fucking kidding. That was always the plan. This was never about illegals. That's the doorway to you, dumbass. Be you voter for it, voter not for it. You didn't vote at all. Doesn't fucking matter. Reich coming, wave coming. Be prepared. It will not be fun. And I'm not happy about it, son. Not fucking at all. I'm not one of those Christians. I can't wait for the apocalypse. That means God's coming back. That also means billions die. mass executions, the imp, the goddamn Antichrist, every idiot rube I have to tolerate online hearing the goddamn talking points from the machine as they're led to the lake. I'm not looking forward to it. I'm quite disgusted by it, actually. I'm quite disgusted by you, son. And you know who I'm talking to. So they plan on calling you Antifa, whoever they feel like. Any dissident, any critic of the Reich, maybe you involved in a protest one day. Anything. That's all it's for. They know Antifa doesn't exist. That should horrify you. That they know it doesn't exist, yet they designated a terror org because they need to call you something to take your rights away since George Bush Jr. That's when that rule was implemented. They just expanded on it. They label you a terrorist, all rights go away, we can take you to Gitmo. That's it. George Bush Jr., son. FBI Ops Director. Antifa, that's our primary concern right now. They don't exist. That should scare you. Where is Antifa headquartered? The congressman asks. FBI pauses because he don't know they have it. He knows they don't exist. You got to make up a lie now. You ready? We are building out the infrastructure right now. I know, son. That's an excellent Freudian slip there. I know you're building out the infrastructure because it doesn't goddamn exist. So you got to create something, right? Right, liar destined for the fucking lake? What does that mean? Exactly, son, what does that mean? Well, that's very fluid. It's ongoing for us to understand that. You just heard nothing. You know why you heard nothing? Because Antifa don't fucking exist. And it's just a title to slap on whatever dumbass they feel like. Rube or non-Rube, voter, non-voter. They don't give a fuck. They need a title because George Bush Jr., since the terrorist attacks of 9/11, decided if we label you a terrorist, you have no rights, right to Gitmo, wherever, whatever we want to do to you. Wow, that was a hell of an answer, Rubes. I'd love to hear one of your talking points defending that. Same guy, they're asking. Are you familiar with the Proud Boys? His name is Glasheen. I'm familiar with the name. The congressman is Walkinshaw. Does the FBI still designate them as an extremist organization? They did during Trump's first term. We are in the process right now of changing our categories for domestic terrorism. We know you're pardoning terrorists, you're taking terrorist designation off of terrorists, and you're creating fake terror groups that don't exist, like drug traffickers down in fucking Venezuela. Haven't seen 1 kilo of coke, you goddamn lying murderers. And the other one is, oh, these Antifa terrorists in America. Okay, where's their headquarters? Where's their infrastructure? Where are they? Oh, well, we're building it. We know you're building the narrative, the lies, the Reich. We know. Guy had no answer. Why, Rubes? This is why being sky is purple people is so dangerous, Rubes. Do you understand? You don't understand, but I'll say it anyway. Why am I asking you? These things will be used against you. There were a lot of people, again, that thought Adolf Hitler was beneficial to them until they ended up in a goddamn gas chamber or fucking tortured or executed because, you know, someone thought they were a traitor. Maybe they got mad and said something about Adolf that day. Maybe their son reported them. That's what you've built. That's what you've wrought. That's what you've created. I did the skits for you before the election, right after. Hi, Mr. Smith. We're with the Reich. We heard you said Donald Trump is an asshole today. Your son gave us a call. Would you come with us, please? That's what you've done. That's why I despise you. Some of you will have your children, your wife, your neighbors, your coworkers turn you the fuck in. Happens in every Reich, son. That's what you rubes didn't get about the team sport thing. Fascist dictatorships kill a lot of their own. And you know, Donnie and the Reich, they'll burn a bridge as soon as look at you, son. Look at Margie and Leon again. Leon was his roommate, was co-chancellor. Margie was the top MAGA howler monkey woman in this entire country. Where the fuck's she at now? She dropping the fuck out, son. So what the fuck do you think's gonna happen to you, the nobody? In the grand scheme of the Reich, Donnie's gonna be loyal to you? That's why your country's over, son. You went along with this. Antifa doesn't exist, and this FBI man looks like an idiot right now. Oh, and the Proud Boys, the changing the designation. Again, I want to stress, we're watching. Traitors get pardoned, get rewarded. They talked about giving money to the J6 rioters. That would be your money, son. It would be taken right from the treasury. You're a goddamn mark. We're traitors that tried to overthrow the government and install a dictator called Donnie Shitbags. Taking designation off of actual terror groups, putting designation on a group that doesn't exist so they can use that title, Antifa, on you if they feel like it. When are we going to stop pretending this is a Reich? Or that it's not a Reich, excuse me. Every move the Nazis made is being made right in front of our eyes. And Miss Levitt and Christie are having trouble. It gets harder and harder by the day, doesn't it, liars? To cover for your own lies, Donnie's lies. Defend the indefensible. It starts to wear on you. It becomes harder and harder work. Miss Levitt today, my God. Christy Nome got skewered. Levitt was just Skeletor. Here she is in her black, what is that outfit? What is that movie? Handmaidens, whatever. That's what it reminded me of. Can you explain what's going on with the bandages on Trump's hand? We've given you an explanation. The president is literally constantly shaking hands. So you people out there, you're shaking Donnie's hand too hard. You're bruising him. Take it easy on Donnie. He's got a lot of Reich building, you know, people to kill, property to seize, money to steal. No, Donnie has a condition that they obviously are hiding and don't want to talk about because no one, including 3-year-olds, believe it's from shaking hands. Look, it's from an IV. Everyone knows this. That's guaranteed. What condition he has is what we don't know. That's the missing variable. He's getting constant IVs for something. Now, Hitler took all kind of injections. Could be drug IV. Could be for the condition and drugs. So we know for certain he has something that they're hiding from us. And there's an IV going in his hand all the time. That's why the bruising. There's many old people that's their existence. They're constantly getting the IVs. Their hands are bruised. It's not from shaking hands. We all know that. And, gee, look at her face. She's so cunty. I mean, just standing there being paid to abject lie. Every word out of your mouth, your soul is slipping further and further away. You're selling it more and more. You're losing more and more credibility. Less and less people take you remotely seriously. That's the look on her face. If this is Ducey, the Nepo hire at Fox, if Trump launches a bigger military campaign in the Caribbean, is he jeopardizing a possible Nobel Peace Prize? Good one, Ducey. And I don't even like you. The president has proven over, this is Skeletor, has proven over the past year that he is more than worthy of the Nobel Peace Prize. Like when he bombed the Sudan or Somalia, I can't remember in the first term, was it? And the second, I can't remember. Yemen when he bombed them, Iran when he bombed them, turning the military against us, unleashing mass men to kidnap and terrorize our cities, mass murder down in the Caribbean, the seizure of a whole goddamn oil tanker. He deserves the Nobel, you say? It must be hard. Take a look at her face here. It says it all. You don't even need to hear the words. Just look at her face. How dare these reporters point out all the grifts and lies and warmongering? They should be saying how great the Reich and Donnie are. How dare they? That's what she's thinking. The president has proven over the past year that he's more than worthy of the Nobel Peace Prize. I think he's threatening the world court to not prosecute him, or they'll go to he'll go to war against him because he just committed war crimes and mass murder down in the Caribbean, and she dares say this. I mean, this is Goebbels. This is a Reich. This is how it is. Straight inversion of reality. Shameless lying. To where everyone, even the Reich members, know it's a lie. Yet people go along. That's Nazi Germany. That's Nazi America. I think he's been nominated for it nearly 100 times. With respect to any additional action in Venezuela, I'm definitely not going to get ahead of POTUS on the U.S. military. Woo! Wow. Wow. Magaziner, I guess that's one of the congressmen questioning the puppy killer. And boy, the puppy killer did not have a good day today. The shit was so bad she lied, said I have a meeting, I have to leave early. She got up and left. The meeting had been canceled prior to her saying that. That's how bad they skewered this bitch. You know what they didn't allow her to do? When she tried to talk over them, they yelled over her. That's what should have been done to the Reich from day one, 10 years ago. You didn't do it. You allowed them to control the game and yell and ruin your message at every turn. Remember when Donnie had that one debate and he couldn't even control himself against Biden? Or was it Kamala? I can't remember. He just kept interrupting. The moderator had to keep saying, "You're out of control, man. Let the man speak." So here we go with the puppy killer. And I don't have a million clips from this. I just picked a couple. How many veterans have you deported? We haven't deported veterans, says the Xanax anorexic. We are now joined on Zoom by a combat veteran you deported to Korea. That's how you do it, son. When these cunts lie and think they're going to pull the same card out they pulled last time, where they talk over you, they just keep talking, they don't answer the question, they flat out lie. Zoom call. 2 seconds after she said that. We don't deport veterans. Yeah, they do. They detain them. They sick dogs on them. They deport them. They do all kinds of great stuff. Because again, son, you're just a body. You're $1,000. That's all. Got a veteran from Korea right on Zoom, right in her face. That's how you do it, son. Oh, you don't deport veteran? Here's a veteran on a Zoom call that you just deported. Cunt. That's how you do it. Because you already know what they're going to do before they get there. This time, the Democrats were very prepared for that. They're like, all right, we already know what they're going to do. They do it every hearing, the same thing. We follow the law. We just said you broke the law, cunt. But we follow the law. No, you don't. They knew what this cunt was. She's going to do the same act she did the last 10 fucking times. They ain't taking it no more. They got vicious with her. She got scared and ran the fuck away. Miss Tough Cunt in all the costumes, spending your money like fucking water, deploying mass goons to terrorize our fucking country. Turned tail and ran. Bartiromo had Nancy Mace. Nancy Mace is doing the tour where she tries to deny that police record, police report about her. I talked about it the other night. Let's continue. Bartiromo. Oh, and this is what it looked like. Nancy doing her best almost sane act. You say officials falsified a police report. What happened at the airport? Nancy Mace. Here's the thing, Maria. That's never a good start from the right-wing grift machine. That tells me I'm about to hear bullshit. Here's the thing, Maria. We have to take our security very seriously. If you're conservative, oh, you mean the gun people that want to shoot everybody? They're the ones in danger? That's what you're going to try and tell me again? Miss Pearl Clutcher, Miss Fake Ass. No, it's the liberals that have always been in danger. 9 out of 10 shootings, 9.9 out of 10 shootings are a straight up MAGA conservative person. I only go by the statistics, man. They were all liberal. I'd say they're all fucking liberal. But I'm not a liar like you. I can't just say that so my team can get the win, so I can help America fall, so I can help the world fall, so I can help usher in the apocalypse and the mark and lose my soul. I'm just stating what I see, man. It ain't about party. It ain't about what I like or don't like. It's about the cunt behind the gun. And 9.9 cunts behind the gun out of 10 are conservative people. If you're well known, if you fought the transgender community like I have, Bartiromo cuts her off. I asked you what happened. In other words, Bartiromo, even on Fox News, is saying, yeah, we don't want the bullshit. Just tell us what happened. Even Bartiromo tired of this bitch. Nobody likes her, by the way. Not even her own party. She's goddamn insane. Back to the puppy killer in all her extended glory. I have to actually leave this hearing early. I believe a Republican congressman was questioning her at that time. So he's like, oh, okay, that's great. This is what she looks like at the moment of that. She got fucking skewered. Goldman, the rest of them, they were not playing today. Democrats, I hope you continue this before you get arrested, because you will get arrested. So keep the same fight until that moment. Point out what these demons are fucking doing. Because you're the last of us. Once you get locked up, removed from government, whatever they do to you, and they will. I'm sorry, that's move number one for Adolf. So I know it's coming. Before that moment, this is what you need to do. You need to continue this. They talk over you, you talk louder. They lie, you play the tape right in their fucking face before the whole world. Get vicious with these motherfuckers, because they about to get vicious with you. You won't even be there anymore. So you're the last of us in government with the ability to really get some attention and say something and point these fucking liars, scammers, murderers, thieves out. Do it while there's still time. No, I don't expect anyone to be impeached. No, I don't expect the Reich to be overturned or any of that. I told you what's going to happen. What's written, son? What is written? This goes all the way to Armageddon. Fuck you. And that fuck you is for the people that made this happen. Guaranteed. No avoiding it. I'm sorry, Pete. You can't run with the Antichrist. You can't finance him. Usher him in. Convince others to usher him in. And then avoid that whole pesky Armageddon part. I'm very sorry. You go down. The army goes down. The Reich goes down. Blood, horse bridle, high. Then the lake, son. I'm very sorry. You chose it. I did not. Guaranteed, Pete. Inevitable. I have to actually leave this hearing early. I'm pretending I'm going to a meeting that we canceled earlier. And I'm going to pop a few more Xanax. I'm sorry my face doesn't move, but it's the Xannies, and I got too much plastic surgery, so it doesn't move anymore. Miss Levitt again does not have a happy look on her face. The Obamacare subsidies, that's the key phrase here, will expire at the end of the year. Is POTUS prepared to let this happen, or is he going to step in? What does that mean before I read the rest of this? I was very disappointed in Barack Obama. Barack was too afraid to go all the way and do universal. He could have done it. He had the majorities in both houses and the presidency. He didn't. He turned the Republicans out of fear and allowed Romney Care forced into the program. Nobody liked that. Absolutely nobody. Government subsidized. So you get slightly lower prices, not affordable prices, just slightly lower. The insurance company said, okay, since you're trying to do something good for the world and America and the citizens, we're going to jack up rates in retaliation and make you look horrible, and you can't stop us. So Biden said, or excuse me, Obama said, I'll subsidize you. I'll give you some welfare. The rates were not cheap even back then, that you were being charged at the workplace or wherever. Rates for healthcare haven't been cheap since the early 90s when I got my first real job. with benefits. Obama was president, what was it, 2009? We were way far from the early 90s, son. Rates were not cheap anymore. Plans were horrible. Workplaces gave you less and less. So I guarantee in a backroom conversation, the insurance, oh, you're gonna help people out, you're gonna do something good for the world. You might do universal health care. We'll jack up rates because we're evil. Obama said, okay, I'll give you some welfare, keep them a little bit lower. That's what happened. What does that mean now, son? Why do they want to get rid of that? Because that's Donnie's fucking money and he wants it in his goddamn pocket. That's it. You notice how many programs and government jobs went away? That's because that's Donnie's money and he wants it in his fucking pocket. That's it. So, the fact that your tax money was giving welfare to insurance companies to keep the prices even still not affordable, but a little bit lower, that wasn't good enough. The Reich needs to go further. The Republican Party, they've been trying to do this since George Bush, son. Give you a voucher, you go get a worthless policy, then you're on your own. The coverage is horrible. You might as well have no coverage at all. And the private sector gets an influx of, I don't know, 20, 30, 40 million $2,000 checks. And you get jack fucking shit. That's the plan. And you know what? Donnie's the Antichrist. I bet he doesn't even give you the $2,000 check, son. That's his fucking money. This is what the fight's about. That's Donnie's money. I don't want to give it for healthcare subsidies so people get lower rates. I want to destroy Obamacare. And maybe somewhere down the line, I'll give him a bitch-ass $2,000 check, which is worthless, because you just got to hand it right over to an insurance company, and they will give you jack shit for coverage for $2,000 for a year. And you know that. Worthless. Fucking worthless. So they want to steal the Obamacare subsidies from the government. Again. They've stolen so much already. The president is prepared to take action on health care. Really? But these subsidies are expiring at the end of the year, so what's the plan? You'll hear more from the president and from the White House very soon. Before these subsidies expire, I just said you're going to hear more from the president and Republicans on this issue. I'm sure she's starting to get pissed. She's starting to lose it. It gets harder and harder to do this every day when everyone in the room knows you're lying your fucking face off, and so does the entire world. It gets more stressful. It gets more irritable. You start snapping because everyone's calling you a liar all the time. Because you are. It's not fun. And even Miss Levitt and Kristi Noem that have just done, they put all their energy into composure and seeming like they're just okay with it all. And with your questions, and they're not. They losing it. Kristi Noem ran out of the fucking room today. So much for her fucking composure. Even with the Xanax. Miss Levitt, the same thing. She started snapping on people. That's what happens when you defend the imp, the indefensible evil, and you're part of a Reich, and you're lying with your every breath. Okay. I told you in the past couple broadcasts, I meant to read you the details of if you're a foreigner and you want to come to this country, well, they're going to create a whole dossier including biometrics and DNA on you. Just for your America's security and, just to let you in to be a tourist. That's all it's for. It's not a dossier for the AI data centers at all. I kept forgetting to include one of the screenshots of the criteria. Well, now I have it. Insanely submitting your past 5 years social media to enter the U.S. as a tourist is only a small part of the proposed upcoming requirements. You'll also need to give your DNA among other new requirements. Do you hear me, son? DNA. What do they need that for? Well, they build a database on all of us for the AI that's going to police all of us. Right around the corner, son. Guaranteed. All additional info you'll need to give as a tourist eligible for ESTA, meaning those tourists who don't need a visa, for instance, EU, UK, Australia, Japan, and other visa waiver countries. Here we go. All social media accounts from the last 5 years. All your biometrics, face, fingerprint, DNA, and iris. What do they need all that for? For the new police state, asshole. All your phone numbers from the last 5 years. What do they need that for? All your email addresses from the last 10 years. This is a full dossier, son. That's what they build in, including DNA and biometrics. That's for the new dystopia you're living in. Because it don't matter what country you're living in. It's coming to your shores too. This is global. Read the story, son. Don't believe me. Believe the man. Read the story. You'll see the global nature of it. It points it out directly that it's going global. What have tyrants been trying to do since the beginning of time? What are those other beasts that represent world kingdoms? What were they trying to do? Class? One world government, one world Reich. Every single goddamn one of them. Every empire that came before America. Every single one. So since we're in the apocalypse, and that's what the devil and his minions, Alexander, the Caesars, Genghis fucking Khan, they've been trying to take over the world, one world kingdom. So what's Stani trying to do? Oh, I forgot Adolf Hitler wanted to make Berlin the capital of the world, build an arch, build a ballroom. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? That's the point of this. Global rule, first time it's ever been possible. And it's going to happen. He already runs the world. He can kill anyone he wants, steal anything he wants. Let us continue. All emails from the last 10 years. Can you even remember your emails from the last 10 years? I can't. IP addresses and metadata from your submitted photos. Jesus Christ. Just everything they can use against you. Full dossier. Everything. I assume there would be a form for all this. The biometrics you'd probably have to do in person. Give a sample, hair, urine, I don't know. Scan of your eye, scan of your fingerprint, scan of your face. Forget it. You're in the system now. You're in the new AI that's going to be omnipresent and run the world and police us all. It's got every piece of information it needs about you to be effective against you. Names of your family members, parents, spouse, siblings, children. Wow, what do they need all that for? All your family members' phone numbers. This is what I read the other day that I mentioned to you. What do they need your family members' phone numbers for? For the last 5 years. Do you even know your family members' phone numbers from the last 5 years? Your family members' dates of birth, places of birth, residences, all your business phone numbers from the last 5 years, all your business email addresses from the last 10 years. I wouldn't know that information either about my own self. If you do need a visa, I imagine the requirements are going to be far more drastic. How do you get more drastic than this, an anal cavity search? I mean, I don't know. Holy fuck. What I tell you, son, don't come here. You don't dare. You want advice? Don't dare give the U.S. government, Leon Pete Thale, Stephen Miller, Donnie Shitbags this information about you. They already got it on us. Doge stole it all. Leon stole it all. Thale stole it. They all stole it. Russia stole it. Donnie has it. The Reich has everything about us. Go in right in the data centers, baby. So the omnipresent AI is effective against you. Now, you foreigners, listen to me right now. Don't you fucking dare give them all this about you. And your family. And your extended family. And your business. Don't fucking do it. Do not come here. That is my advice. I suggest you listen. I'd rather die than give the Reich this information about me, but I had no choice. They're traitors. Donnie's a traitor. He bought a traitor in Leon, destined for the lake. Cunt fucking Nazi. Fail. I had no choice. Donnie, Leon, because they're Nazis, they want to build this Reich because they're of Satan. There's that aspect too. They believe in it, son. They allowed the AI in. They allowed the Russians access. Thale has it all. Palantir has it all. They are creating a global surveillance state. Inevitable. Guaranteed. I'm not talking theoretically here. Hold out as long as you can. It's too late for America and Americans. They have it all now, every detail about us. But you, it's not too late for you right now. You have time in a foreign nation. Don't dare give the Reich all this info about you. A problem you do have, the UK is working with Thale as well, giving him huge amounts of welfare. That means they are giving Thale your info. I'm sorry. But you don't have to come here and give the source of the Reich your entire dossier, including, again, DNA. Don't dare do it, man. This is straight from the Department of Homeland Security documentation. They put the link. Back to Miss Levitt. Take a look at her in all her skeletoric glory. Does the White House have a response to a judge ordering the immediate release of Kilmar Abrego Garcia from ICE detention? Will you appeal? Absolutely. The White House opposes this activism from a judge. He is a proven human trafficker. No, he's not. They've never proven that in any way, shape, or form. The Reich are human traffickers and mass murderers and pirates and much more. Funny they call Mr. Garcia that. Remember, this guy was in fucking CCOT. And a government lawyer admitted, yeah, we didn't mean to deport. We weren't supposed to deport him. That guy got fired for admitting that, by the way. This man has been so persecuted. He's an example God is holding up before you. You understand that, right? And poor him, he probably, and I'm not saying he's a perfect man. He's done things in life. I understand that. We all fucking have, son, including you, you goddamn hypocrite. Did he deserve a death camp? No. Not even close. God is using this man as an example just to gauge your reaction to him and what they're doing to him, which is abject government Reich persecution. I expect him to be picked up again because it's a big game to the puppy killer and Satan. How bad they fucked up this guy's life. God is holding this man up before you as a test. This man probably doesn't understand it. He probably feels like he's been abandoned by God. He can't take it anymore. It's driving him insane. He's being just persecuted upon persecuted. I wouldn't want to be you, son. I understand where you at mentally. I bet you're right there. God is using you. That doesn't make it any better for you. I know. I'm just letting you know, sir, what's going on. I know you don't understand it. If it was me, I'd be mad as hell. I'd be saying to God, why me? Why aren't you helping me? Why? Why are you allowing this to happen to me? I'd be right with Mr. Garcia. I'd be saying the same thing. God is using you, sir, as an example to hold before the rubes and everyone else to gauge their reaction. Are they clapping for this obvious, abject, satanic persecution of this man over and over again? Ruining his life, his reputation, lying about him, sending him to a death camp. Are you clapping? Or are you saying the lake awaits? That's what God is doing with that man for you. He's suffering so God can show you something. I've been talking about this man since the first time they grabbed him. Luckily for him, his name has been in the press. Otherwise, he would have saw the worst part of Seacon. But Bukele got scared because everyone was saying he was dead, including me. So Bukele made sure he didn't die, kept him in a cell with less prisoners, moved him to another location. Because Bukele was fucking scared. Because the whole world had this man's name on their lips. Luckily for this man, otherwise he'd probably be dead somewhere. This woman up there with her pretty blonde hair and her glowing makeup job and her Skeletor Tic Tac nose, proudly saying, yes, we intend to persecute this man further. It's not going to go well for her. Again, do you understand the level of evil? Do you understand what the Reich has done to this man? They've painted him as the Antichrist damn near when Donnie's the Antichrist. He's taken all the persecution. They're constantly fucking with him. They want to make an example out of him. And the other aspect, one more time, I want you to hear this again. God is using that man, holding him up in front of you to see what you say about it, how you feel about it. Are you down with it? Because when you die and you're standing before the man trying to do your best, I'm a good guy act, the man gonna say to you, well, when Mr. Abrego Garcia got taken and The Reich admitted they shouldn't have sent him. And they continued to persecute him for years. You were clapping. When the mark came, you took it. I think you know the rest. Absolutely, the White House opposes this activism from a judge. Any ruling the Reich doesn't like is activism now. That's the Reich talking point about judges that they intend to lock up later. They've already arrested a few, if you've forgotten. I said they would do that before they did it. Remember that. He is a proven human trafficker. That's a flat-out goddamn lie. And to say before the whole world as the White House press secretary, someone is a human trafficker. Holy fuck what that does to your reputation across the world and in America. Miss Levitt will be held responsible for that lie and the level of it. Again, that's why I would never get up and intentionally say someone's a human trafficker when they're not. Because I know I'm going to be held accountable for that. Plus, I don't want to lie about people, but further than that, I know there will be a cost to me for flat out making up with zero evidence someone's a sex trafficker or pedophile or whatever. I take those words very seriously. Murderer, too. I take that word very seriously. I was saying it for a reason. Regarding both situations. I didn't take that lightly. I didn't take what I was doing and talking about every day willy-nilly like it's no big deal. It's all fun and oh no. I thought about it every day for hours. Am I doing the right thing? Then I'd look at the evidence again. I'd think about it, run it all through it with my head. Oh yeah, they sent 2 people to kill me. I forgot about that. They sent Trolls and Boss, the website and the mob. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. They called an insurance lawyer 5 seconds after. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. They called websites to get me removed. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. No one wanted to go near Detroit. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Just like Courtney didn't want to go near Seattle, son. You get family members of another widow saying straight up on social media, definitely foul play. Next thing you know, the person that said that gets a promise, gets a victory of a cut of that singer's royalties from one of his bands. And all of a sudden, that family member ain't talking no more. So, son, again, no one took it more serious, despite what you saw on camera, the different acts I did for the purposes I did them. I thought about it every day, every bit of it. Because I care how my God sees me. I care if what I'm doing is righteous or not righteous. And I don't want to lie about anyone, especially to that magnitude. A murderer, a pedophile, blah, blah. Those are serious allegations. I ain't like you in right-wing MAGA land where everybody I don't like is a fucking pedophile. Oh, no, I need some evidence. On Donnie, there's evidence. And you know it. On those widows, there's evidence, and you know it. So again, I challenged myself every day, and I often forgot so many details before I asked myself the question, are you doing the right thing, Nick? Yeah, people on the internet love you. Money's coming in. People want to help. They're into it. Okay, all that's happening. But are you doing the right thing, son? I would always ask myself that question. When I ran through the facts, the retaliatory things they did, including sending 2 men to kill me, that's not a joke. That's not a lie. That's not drama. Sending the fake FBI or real FBI, I don't know which one, because I didn't give them the time of fucking day. Just remembered that one too. See, when you stop and think about it, you start to give people the benefit of the doubt before you think about it, even though you've suffered greatly at their hand. It's amazing how humans have that capacity. So then you run back through it. Oh, yeah, that happened. That happened. That happened. Yeah, they're murderers. Okay. Okay. Anyway, Trump's DOJ humiliates itself again. A grand jury again declines to re-indict Letitia James. This is like the third or fourth grand jury the Reich has tried to convene to go after this woman. When 2 or 3 grand juries say, yeah, we're not feeling the case. We don't think she's guilty. Sorry. And you keep going, that's weaponization. That's trying to just politically prosecute someone. That's what they're doing to Letitia, James Comey, etc. They will do it to more of you. They will straight up arrest the liberals. That's what I've been telling you for 10 years, and especially for the last year. All his enemies. This is the Antichrist. This is the next most evil thing to the devil. I'm not kidding. And he got a list. And he coming for all of you. I told you. This is just the opening salvo. See if he can get, a jury of MAGA to throw you in prison or a judge. All they need is the right combination. There will be the mass arrests. It'll happen. They'll have to. They're going to get tired, I told you, and they're going to go full right. They ain't got time for judgments and this and that and that. And Donnie knows he's dying. That makes him infinitely more dangerous. So they're going after this woman, and I don't care if you like her or not. You can't just throw people in jail because you don't like them. There has to be fucking evidence. And the reason, the thing about Donnie and you people is there's millions of reams of evidence against Donnie Shitbags. You all know he's a criminal. So do I. So he wasn't persecuted. They didn't weaponize the system to go after him. Otherwise, he would have been in jail on January 7th. He got to run again and be president. So please spare me the persecution talk. Never cuff slapped on him once. Spare me the persecution talk. He was actually guilty, and you all know it. He was an actual criminal, and you all know it. This woman is not. How do I know that? 3 grand juries said, yeah, we can't indict. Fuck off, Reich. Sorry. That's weaponization. That's what's happening to Adam Schiff, Letitia James, Comey, all of them. Donnie and the Reich telling whatever lie, sicking whatever joke fucking beauty queen, former beauty queen prosecutor with no experience, no skills, after them. Again, opening salvo, eventually he's just going to arrest you people. That's what Hitler did. If you're ever wondering what Donnie's going to do, well, what did Hitler do? That's all you need to ask. And again, that's not a drama. It's not a comparison. They're the same. They have the same spirit inside them. Adolf, the one that Adolf had, is in Donnie now. Same one. I'm going to take a break for a moment. These videos are too goddamn long. Again, the amount of evil, the amount of abominations per day. That's why I'm here so long. And I'm just picking what's most pertinent to the narrative I'm trying to show you. Different than all others. I'll be right back. All right. Yes, when you think weaponization, every accusation is a confession. So every time they say it was weaponized against them, no, Kash Patel, you were an actual criminal who helped a coup. That's why you were persecuted by law enforcement. Donnie Shitbags, you staged a coup and stole 3,000 classified documents. That's the short list. That's why you were persecuted by law enforcement. So every accusation by them where they say, well, they came after me. Yeah, because you're a goddamn criminal and everyone knows it. Kosh and Donnie, and that's just two examples that have, made those statements. Well, they came after me. Well, you're saying outright that it's revenge, that you have a vendetta because they dared prosecute or investigate you. That's what you're saying out loud before the world. Not a good example for the children's conservative family values joke party, who's now ushered in the Reich, You were never family values. You were never Christian. You were never any of it. You were just fascists. You were a pseudo-Nazi racist party that helped out billionaires. That's all you ever were. Nothing more. And again, son, I'm way smarter than you. Don't want to debate you on it. I know what I've seen. Again, that's why since 1945, the right-wing grift machine has made this argument. The fascists that have always wanted to take over, people like Leon, Greasy Pete, all of them, they all make the same argument. Adolf Hitler was a socialist. No, Adolf Hitler used the word socialist to get the liberals on board. Right-wing, white nationalist movement, eventually fascism. That's it. What has your movement been since 1945? A right-wing, white nationalist movement in favor of the oligarchy via policy. That's it. You've been the Nazis is what I'm trying to convey to you. That's why the Klan votes are, son. That's why the Nazis vote are. And there's been Nazis since 1945. I knew one in high school. 18-year-old kid. Blonde hair, good looking, straight German, baby. And he was all about it. So it's become a religion since 1945. And right-wing politics has been the Nazi arm, the fascist arm. That's why they've been wanting to get rid of all social programs since 1945 and afterwards. That's why the argument always, Hitler was a socialist, Marxist, socialist, communist. Those are all the people that Hitler locked up, actually, and executed. So no, son, the liberals, the Marxists, the socialists, the communists of the day, they were the good guys. You were the bad guys. You were of Satan, not them. That's why they got locked up and persecuted. And the right-wing white nationalists didn't. Same thing here. I told you before again, and it doesn't matter if you agree. It's history, son. Etched in stone. Liberal democracy was the only stumbling block, the only thing between you and King Donnie, King George Bush, King whoever. That's it, man. Not you fucking rubes. If you rubes had your way, you'd have whatever conservative, family values, Republican, stay in office forever. That's what you would have. So in other words, you would want King George. That's how weak-minded, imbecilic you are as you talk about the Constitution, Second Amendment, all that bullshit. That's fucking meaningless. You know what means something? Not having a king. Children. That means something. And even though it was Freemasons that did it and had the idea, I don't care. I like the idea. We don't want a king. We want representative democracy. Right-wing politics since 1945 has never wanted that. They wanted fascism, and we do what we want. Fuck you. And we steal all the money like Russia. And we're racist as hell, like Russia. That's what you've all wanted this entire time. Nothing more. You were the Nazis since 1945. Pat yourself on the goddamn back. You, your daddy, your granddaddy, every dumbass. Because again, what you children in your little Nazi games and team sport mentality don't fucking understand is the Reich always comes for you two, moron. The fact that I know that is why, and I take that seriously no matter what political party is doing it at the moment. That's why I'm 90 times smarter than you. I don't in the assessment of the situation, I don't say, well, I've been a Republican my whole life, and my daddy was, and my grandpa, and my whole family is, and we watch Fox News, and it has to align with all that. No, I just looked at reality. And the reality is, you people have been the Nazis since 1945. And now the maximum expression of you, the evil in you, your beliefs, your daddy's beliefs, your granddaddy's beliefs, now they've manifest. The maximum expression. Actual right-wing nationalist, white nationalist, Nazism, in charge, fascism. We're on the road, and there ain't no turning back. It's inevitable, I told you. And again, little children, the problem with Nazism, the problem with fascism is it's going to come to your door too. The problem for you. That's what dumb little racist children don't fucking understand in their vendetta against ethnic minorities. That Reich, that devil, that junkyard dog, that goddamn beast will come for you too, asshole, what I've been yelling for 10 fucking years. Apparently, I've been wasting my time. Why does Trump keep saying the farm bailout will be paid for by tariffs when Sec Rollins says that's not the case? Levitt doesn't have an answer. Here she is. You can see the kind of bewildered, I don't know what to say. I didn't write that lie in my binder. I'll answer. Because Donnie pocketed the tariff money. He's always pocketed the tariff money. That's why the word tariff is his favorite word. That's why I've had to hear his goddamn bloviating about tariffs for 10 years, which I will despise you forever for, the people that made that happen. The last word or concept or thing I ever want to hear about for the rest of time is fucking tariffs and your goddamn antichrist fucking grift. Every day we got to hear about it. Why? Because it going right in your bitch ass antichrist pocket. No other logical conclusion. That's why your dumb ass is going to pay for the farm bailout, every penny of that $12 billion, and no, the tariff money will not. Why? Because that's Donnie's personal account. That's why. Marx. Been saying that since the first term, too, that he's got to be pocketing it. You don't tank the whole U.S. economy, have farmers, your own voters fucking mad at you, committing suicide, losing their farms, no trading partner. You don't do that. You don't take the heat for that. Unless you pocket in the goddamn money. How's your household doing? You got enough money? You got enough saved up? Your car all good? Your house all good? Your apartment, whatever you got going, your kids? As Donnie's grifting billions in tariffs, and you know where that comes from? That comes from your dumbass too. Because they just raised prices to cover it. So you get double tapped, son. That's how smart you are. That made this happen. So the reason Rollins is saying that, and there's this discrepancy, is because Donnie never intended to use that tariff money for anything. That's pocket money. And he'll just hit the treasury again to pay that $12 billion welfare handout to the farmers who voted for this, voted for the end of their business, voted to give away their family farm, voted to betray their family when they're supposed to be the man of the house, or if the woman's running the farm, the woman of the house. I was supposed to look out for her and his best interests and her children's instead of, I like racism. Because we all know that's what it's really about, son. No matter what you say. You betrayed your family. Us out here, we cared more about you again. your family, your farm, then you. We weren't trying to trick you, you fucking idiot. That's if you're still alive and haven't committed suicide because of what you lost. By your own hand, by the way, what you lost. We all begged you not to do it. You thought it was a game. You watched him bankrupt farms the first time. You lost your trading partners the first time. You voted for it fucking again. Got your hand out again. Mr. Anti-Socialist, right? Till the farm going under, right, boy? Damn fucking right. Didn't even know what socialism was. Didn't even know when you took that handout, that was a socialist goddamn handout. Probably went right back to Twitter talking shit. We don't want handouts. We don't want minorities getting handouts. Even though, again, the majority of welfare goes to whites. Now, more welfare going to mostly white farmers because of what you voted for. We, the socialists, have to bail you out, son. Fucking joke your existence is. Let me tell you something. If I owned a farm, let's say I was a Republican rube in Kansas, and I owned a fucking farm. My daddy owned it. My granddaddy owned it. They passed it on down to me. I almost lose the motherfucker in the first Dunny shitbag's term. Because I lose all my trading partners. Because Dunny has a tariff grip going. I go through that. Somehow I fucking survive it. Because farming ain't fucking easy. And it costs a lot of money to do it. In the modern era. 4 years of Biden go by. I get my trading partners back a little bit. Things are starting to go better. Somehow, the guy that almost bankrupted me, he's running again, even though he staged a goddamn coup. And stole 3,000 classified documents. And ruined the economy of America. My God, the economy was in shambles when Donnie left. And no, it wasn't just COVID that did it, son. I have the opportunity again. I think back. Damn, I almost lost my farm because of that fucking cunt. 2 generations was in my family before me. All this land, this home, these children I have, my wife. Raised my kids here. And they asked me to vote for the guy that did it to me. Almost cost me the whole thing. You know what I'd say? Get the fuck out of my face. I'd vote for a goddamn Martian before I'd vote for that thing again if it almost cost me my farm. You people are a special kind of racist or something. I don't know. You witnessed 4 years of straight Chinese tariffs ruining farming. You lost your trading partners. You watched your friends commit suicide. You vote for it again. That tells me whatever's blinding you, racism, pro-life, whatever the fuck joke you tell yourself. What you really did is betrayed your family, your ancestors that own that farm, your country. And you didn't care about them, son. You didn't care about that land your daddy worked with you. You cared about winning the football game. You cared about the brainwashing. Because God forbid you vote Democrat once, right? That God would hate you, right? No, God hates you now, son. Lest you turn away from the AC. In other words, the paradigm you thought you were in, the talking points you believed were always a lie. It's quite the opposite, actually. Your reality is inverted. It's of Satan. That's why you betrayed your family without even understanding you were doing it. I understood you were doing it. And again, every liberal person or person that was not in the cult that was out there trying to convince the world, don't vote for this guy. Please, we're begging you. You laughed. They trying to trick us. Nope. One more time. They cared about themselves, you, your family, and your farm more than you did. That's why they were saying what they were saying. And you're too stupid to understand that. No, the money won't come from the tariffs. That's Donnie's money. It will come straight from the Treasury if it comes at all. And 12 billion is nothing in the grand scheme of all the farming disasters we have right now. 40 billion went to Argentina. Argentina, what does that tell you, you dumbass rubes out there that think you on the team? That Argentina got 40, you get 12. That should tell you all you need to know. That should tell you, again, this crazy guy in sunglasses that was yelling for 10 years, begging you not to do it, he was telling you that for your own good. Because I don't have a farm to lose. And if I did, son, I would have protected it. I would have never given the keys to an orange-faced goddamn con man. Fuck that shit. Cost you your trading partners, cost you your farms, cost you everything. Your own blindness. Incredible. Is the president prepared to allow healthcare costs to soar? I'd like to remind you why this is on the brink of happening. Democrats wrote Obamacare. There's nothing wrong with Obamacare. It was working. The subsidies, the welfare going to the insurance companies was keeping prices almost affordable, but not. You take that away, well, then they just jack up the prices. You took our welfare away. Retaliation, cruelty, evil, because they want to keep their welfare. Problem is, Donnie wants that welfare in his pocket. That's what you're witnessing. That's the goal of this exercise. They want the welfare money that goes to the insurance companies. And maybe one day far off in the future, you'll get a bitch-ass $2,000 check to get health care for you and your family. I doubt you'll even get that, son. This is the Antichrist, the ultimate con man grifter. I've never seen a purer grifter than Donnie, never. So the Democrats came up with a idea because the insurance companies told them back when they were challenging healthcare, we're just going to jack up prices and ruin your whole shit because we're evil, we're of Satan. So Obama said, okay, welfare. It's the only way to make this work since they're evil and of Satan. Donnie wants to pocket that. That's what all this is. Privatize it. Republican strategy since fucking at least George Bush Jr. Privatize everything. Hand all the money to the private sector. Fuck the peasants. Who gives a shit? Hand them a voucher, a check, this, that. Goes right to a private company. Does nothing for you. billions going to companies that already have billions. Now the Reich comes along, a whole new animal. They just want to steal every dollar. They fired, millions of people to pocket that money, programs to pocket that money. So the welfare can go to Altman and Leon and Thale instead of starving third world children. And then there's the Obamacare subsidies. That's the welfare that comes from the government that the healthcare industry ransomed from Obama. Donnie wants to pocket that. Trump administration wants the International Criminal Court to amend its founding document. That's why I'm reading this. It has a new detail. And commit to not investigating Trump and his top officials. An administration official told Reuters, adding that this ask has been made known to court and allies. If the ICC, that's the International Criminal Court, I think it's called, does not act on this, U.S. demand and two others, dropping investigations of Israeli leaders, that's Bibi, of course, over the Gaza war, and formally ending an earlier probe of U.S. troops over their actions in Afghanistan, Washington may penalize more ICC officials and could sanction the court itself. We know what this is really about, the boat strikes. But these old cases, the case against Bibi, Donnie really wants that to go away. He needs Bibi for his plan. I've already explained the plan. But Donnie's thinking of the boat strikes. That's why this is coming now. Because Donnie knows some world court somewhere is building a case about these boat strikes against Hegseth and Donnie. So the Reich is actively threatening the International Criminal Court. You better not prosecute us. We will retaliate. And you better not prosecute Bibi. We will retaliate. Not the actions of innocent men. Would you agree? You want to see what pure grifter looks like. There's two of them in this picture. The Donnie Gold card. Straight up grift. My God, selling citizenship for millions. Only Donnie could think of that one. And Nutlick. Nutlick reminds me of the worst, most dishonest used car salesman you can think of. That's what I think of when I hear Nutlick talk. I mean, just total bullshit comes out that thing's mouth. Donnie Carnival Barker, used car sales. He's a combination of just all the worst qualities of human beings. One more time, I want you to look at the grift. Again, how's your finances doing? You doing okay? Donnie's doing great. Thanks to you. And so's Nutlick. I hope that helps you out in some way. Liam Neeson. Did you notice how the Trump administration just seized an oil tanker without murdering everyone on board? I noticed. Because the argument was before, all these boats, we got to blow them up. We got to kill everybody, even the survivors. It's the right thing to do. Reporter after reporter, why can't you just seize, arrest, due process? Like, why can't we? Oh, no, we got to blow it up. We got to kill everybody. But then comes along, an oil tanker comes along. Oh, we're going to keep that one. Because that's what all this was about anyway. Again, he seized the tanker without murdering everyone on board. Why is that boat different? Why was the approach different? I wonder. This is Jeremy London. Is it the real Jeremy London? Was he the dude in I love that movie. I can't think of the name of it. about the 70s and partying and what it was like to be a teenager in the 70s. And it was exactly like that. Because my uncles were teenagers in the 70s. And I saw what they looked like and what they did. And it was just like that movie. Make no mistake, Trump seized that oil tanker from Venezuela to provoke them into an act of war. He wants them to attack so he can bombard them and justify going to war, stealing their oil. This is Putin 101. Well, it's not just Putin. I mean, America has done this as well to get us into wars, false flag operations. I won't name them. I think you know what they are. Often wars are started with some fake event because one country wants the war to happen. So they say, they shot at us, and it never really happened. It doesn't matter if Venezuela fights back or not. This plan will go forward, and they will steal the oil. Guaranteed, inevitable. But the brown shirt philosophy, like Adolf Hitler, you send the instigators in. When people get instigated and start fighting, you're attacking the poor brown shirts. They just came to your community to help. You know, like there's traitor military men that are walking the streets right now, their own citizens. They just came to help, right? That's what they said about the brown shirts. So it's the brown shirt philosophy he's talking about. Provoke a country till they retaliate. Now we got our justification to do the war and steal the oil. This time, though, Jeremy, they don't care if Venezuela retaliates. They're going to steal it anyway. They just seized the goddamn tanker like it was nothing. They know Venezuela can't do anything against the U.S. military. Again, that's why I warned people before the election. Biggest hammer on the planet Donnie will have. God, when I didn't realize I had this many. This is Representative Gallego, and he looks like this, and he sounds like me with what he's saying here. That's why I like it. This administration, since they started striking these boats illegally, has been very happy to show their snuff films. Indeed, I said the same thing in several videos. They love it. They promote it. They show it. Put music over it. All kind of great stuff. Mass murder, that's all it is, son. Every time they took out one of these boats, now suddenly they're willing to show the first hit, but not the second. You know, the one that The Hague will use to prosecute them. Why is that? They're afraid that the public is going to see the military killed 2 men that had surrendered? Yeah, exactly what they're afraid of. Otherwise, we would have seen the tape by now. Again, just like he said, they showed us the snuff films before. They were proud of them, laughed about it, joked about it. Then one of the films gets scrutinized, one of the events. They don't want to show the tape. No problem producing snuff films before, asshole. What's the problem now? Again, it's evidence for The Hague. As far as I'm concerned, The Hague should, every body they've killed, all 90 people, that should all be war crimes. There's no war going on. They're just blowing up boats indiscriminately. Mass murder, that's all it is. It should all be in the indictment, in the case. Not just those last 2 that were killed. Ted Lieu. Recognize, pay attention, listen up. As a former prosecutor, I know a grand jury would indict a ham sandwich. The refusal of multiple grand juries to indict Letitia James, along with statements by the administration, show DOJ abused its power. Next term, Congress will investigate DOJ officials for abuse of power. I applaud everyone's enthusiasm. Everyone's crossing their fingers. Everyone's holding their breath till the Democrats take over. And they have to, right? This is also horrible. Of course they'll win, right? No. Elections are being rigged. Maps are being gerrymandered. Eventually, elections will just end. That's the eventual plan. No, again, I told you, Democrats aren't going to come in and clean this up and prosecute everybody and impeach No. Donnie learned from his mistake last time, Mr. Lou, as much as I love you. Don't give him the opportunity to stop your coup. That's what Donnie learned. That's all he learned. That's why it's been full steam ahead, full speed ahead, whatever the phrase is. Since day one. Again, I'm 2 hours in. I'm talking about a tiny percentage of the abominations of the day. That should horrify you. But Mr. Liu is right. The refusal of all these juries shows that it's just an abuse of power. It's weaponization, just like Donnie's been lying about what happened to him. Again, every accusation by the Reich is a confession. We've seen that time after time. 10 years. So again, although I applaud Mr. Liu and Gavin Newsom and different people's enthusiasm making these proclamations, when we take back over, there's going to be charges. The problem is, guys, there should have been charges for the coup. You didn't want to do it. You didn't want to set the precedent. You were worried about retaliation, whatever. That's when he should have been locked up. You didn't do it. Too late now. Mr. Liu, all of you, again, I applaud your enthusiasm, but there's a contingency that was already in place before the election to make sure, no, there won't be a, blue wave for the midterms. Donnie can't have that. And he's definitely not leaving at the end of his term. He really can't have that. Because he's already a mass murderer at this point. What he's going to do in this term, he can't allow any Hague or anyone to look at that. He's guilty. He's already guilty. Plus, Donnie never planned on leaving. The coup last time should have shown you that. One more time, I applaud everyone's enthusiasm. It's not going to happen. I'm sorry. Donnie's not leaving. This is going to Armageddon. No Democrat's going to come in and fix it all like they always do. We got to ride this all the way to the end. Mr. Liu. Again, that's why I've been yelling for 10 years. And I've been telling all you, Mr. Liu's one of them. You guys should have just got out the country. He coming for all of you. If I had the means, I would have been out the country. And people might call me a coward. You want to stay and fight? Blah, blah. There's no fighting this. You can try. You can voice your opinion. You can protest. It's still going to the same place. And I'm not saying give up. Do what you want to do. You want to fight, fight. Legally, of course. It's going there. And I love Mr. Liu. But it's going all the way to the battlefield. I'm sorry, Mr. Liu. And again, this is the part that I know that Mr. Liu doesn't know, Barack Obama, Joe Biden, that, as much as they know, they don't know this. They don't know that many of them are going to get arrested. I knew that a long time ago. Executed even, I'm sure, some of them. Fox's Ducey on a roll today. He getting raw with these motherfuckers. Ducey's gotten pissed at him before when Donnie tacked the stock market, when Portnoy was crying on camera and all that back then, months ago. Ducey was pissed. You could tell he lost money in the market. Is Operation Southern Sphere about drugs or is it about oil? Uh-oh, here we go. The Trump administration is focused on doing many things. That's the talking point Donnie and her came up with. Donnie repeated the talking point. I'm going to read it to you in a moment. Translation, it's about oil, right? Worthless answer, gives the whole game away, lets you know she doesn't want to answer. Oh, it's about many things. No, it was about stealing their oil from Second One. That's what I've been saying. Others been saying. Largest oil reserves in the world. We all know it's about oil. Come on. And again, it's kind of a Republican thing. That's what the George Bush things were about as well. War for oil. We're back at the moment. But instead of a dumbass, like, child that wasn't really running things, because Cheney and Bush Sr. were really running things. This is different. The Antichrist is running things. Sycophants, people, maybe they recognize who he is. They're laying tribute at his feet. They're doing whatever he says. It's much more dangerous this time. And George Bush Jr., as terrible as he was, probably the worst president we've ever had. He's not the Antichrist. Donnie is. Bad for us. Is the campaign against Venezuela still about drugs, or is it also now about oil? Trump. This is a Trump later in the day. They let Levitt cover the early day, then Trump came out and covered the late day and gave the talking points out. Well, it's about a lot of things, exactly what Levitt said. So that's the talking point. But one thing it's about is the fact they've allowed millions of people to come into our country from their prisons. No, they haven't. And Donnie's a convicted felon. You people don't care about crime or drugs. Donnie's a drug addict. It's about oil. And again, if you like stealing Venezuela's oil, which has already begun, think about someone coming to your house and stealing your property just because they want it, and there ain't shit you can do about it, and you got to watch them do it. And you got to watch assholes like you preach how wonderful it is while it's going on. That's your existence. I'm amazed the questions came from Ducey about that. Trump, if you look at the drug traffic by sea is down 92%, and no one can figure out who the 8% is. And we'll start that on land too. It's going to be starting on land pretty soon. So we about to invade Venezuela or shoot missiles onto land. World War III. World War III has already kind of started and been going on for years with the Ukraine-Russia thing. That will mushroom out into more World War III for Europe. Donnie's now jumping into World War III. America is jumping in to World War III after we spent 30 years in the desert. Not good. And yes, son, there's only one place for all this to go. Again, that's why I'm here. Not for fun. I'm trying to tell you, son. World War III, Armageddon. Only place it's going. Inevitable. And we'll start that on land too. It's going to be starting on land pretty soon. Again, Donnie just announces his crimes in public. Oh, you're going to start an unsanctioned war. Not go to Congress for permission and just start killing people. That's criminal, son. He talking about it right on camera. Again. Nobody doing jack shit. So get ready for World War III. I'm not kidding. This ain't Alex Jones. This ain't snake oil defamation hour. And I ain't you. And Armageddon. Guaranteed. This is a lawyer, and if you don't know, ask somebody. Kilmar Abrego Garcia will be back home with his family tonight. So the judge let him out. I assume the Reich will pick him back up again because the devil, Satan, Donnie, the puppy killer, They're trying to make an example out of this man. And again, he's been so persecuted. My God. Donnie, I love this. He says things like this every once in a while, and you don't hear him. For instance, when he had the dementia moment in the White House, in front of the cameras, we need open borders. That's sacrilege, right, Rubes? That's what the liberals do, right, Rubes? No, the liberals have never had open borders. You're just a liar. And every MAGA business has illegals working for it, every single one. We have to be unified. China is unified because they have one vote. That's President Xi. He says, do it. And that's the end of that. We have a different system. Again, a contrived talking point. There's no unified or unification. There's a dictator dictating. That's all that's going on. Why does Donnie like this idea of just one vote, of dictatorship? Because Donnie gets to be the dictator, assholes that voted for this. So, of course, Donnie likes the idea. Again, Donnie's been saying things like this since the first term. Donnie had Hitler's speeches next to his bed. Donnie has flat out said he's in love with Kim Jong of the North. Donnie Krasnov is Vlad's #1 bitch asset. Donnie envies Vlad, Xi, others. He talks about how when Xi speaks, no one talks. When I speak, JD interrupts me. I'm not looked at as God, as dictator. We need to be unified. That's the goddamn devil. This cunt that uses words like that. When it means the exact opposite. We need dictatorship. There's only one vote in dictatorship. It's so Satan. I want to show you the word. It's so goddamn antichrist. This is so contrived that he thinks about this stuff all the time. That's where these words come from. The masking of Nazism and Satanism in his plans with words like unified. Look at the word, son. The word dictator or dictatorship should be there. Again, straight inversion of reality. Pure snakery right here. And he may sound like a dumb old dementia old man. No, he's thought about this for decades. Him and Satan. Unified. We need to, I'm going to say it in plain English. We need to be a dictatorship. There's only one vote. You can move real fast. You can commit much more evil, much faster. You can steal more, much faster. I can't be hindered by judges, democracy, this, that. I like dictatorship, like Xi. He says this stuff out loud in front of all of you, over and over again. And we pretend he's not Hitler. You preach that he's not Hitler, and the comparisons are dramatic, over dramatic. Never. I left a comment on a very small account on Twitter yesterday. It was an previous deployed former military man who was a little upset, and he was following the Texas Guard, the military from the traitor state that's in DC. betraying their fellow citizens, being traitors to their nation, being the hand of the Reich, being deployed against their own citizens that pay their goddamn salary. Guy was calling them traitors, asking them where they're from. Their heads were down. They were embarrassed. They were ashamed. They got mad. They taunted the guy talking to them, and he taunted them back. And he said, "Oh, you've never been deployed, have you?" "I've been deployed." That guardsman betraying his citizens, his fellow citizens that pay his shitty fucking salary. Never deployed. First deployment against your own fellow citizens. Wow, that's you really should pat yourself on the back. The guy was really harsh with these dudes, and they deserve it. And they were getting indignant, and they were trying to come off as the righteous ones when they were not. Most of the comment section was in favor of the traitors. Again, Twitter is 70% bots at least. I expected some bots and trolls to come to that because it ain't all algorithms, son. There are humans doing it too. So I block all the people that are down with the right because they're probably not even real. They're probably bots anyway. I make my comment that they're traitors and they know it, and that Hitler deployed the military against his own people too. I look at the comment the next day because I got a notification about it. There's about 30 to 40 bots and trolls talking shit, calling me retarded, calling me gay, not the G word, the F word, making fun of the comparison to Hitler. 30, son. I'm nobody on Twitter. That other account's nobody. That's how bad they need to fight that narrative that those guys are traitors. They were all over my shit. Blocked everyone. I don't debate people anymore. I've given up on you. I'm sorry. And most online, again, it's either some paid shill, paid troll human, or bot. Not debating you. I'm not taking the bait. No business paying me that kind of attention again. No one was going to see my comment. The bots swarmed me, baby. Because they can't have the masses in totality saying, this is fascism, this is a Reich, we're going to stop it now. They are terrified of that. They cannot let that moment happen. The linchpin that's holding it all together is you. The cunt going along with fascism because you like it or think you will benefit. If you would join us, it would be over. But you won't. That's why your country's over, son. That's why your world's over. That's why the lake awaits you. Because you'll take the mark. I know you will. I have faith in you. And you military men going along, I had faith in you before it happened. I figured you would. I knew once Donnie had that, then forget about it. And he had that in January. You're also the linchpin. Without you, none of it works. So I'll just say fuck you for making it work. Again, I want you to remember this. How many times have we heard him talk about how envious he is of Xi, Putin, Kim Jong? He's saying flat out, dictatorship is the best. There's only one vote. And why? Because I get to be the dictator. Unbelievable. The U.S. has attempted to reach a secret deal with the EU and showed its secret plan to betray Ukraine. Well, we know Donnie was a Russian asset for 10 years, so this isn't a surprise. Europe rejecting this plan, combined with the fine to Musk's ex, triggered the recent coordinated influence campaign launched by the U.S., Israel, and Russia. Vlad's in a desperate situation. Ukraine is building more drones and faster than Vlad can handle. Ukraine doesn't need troops. They don't need bodies. Drones doing everything. Incursions into Russia over and over again. Vlad's losing more by the day. His people inside Ukraine are dying in droves. Vlad is running out of money, weapons, men, country. The tide is starting to turn. You know what's going to turn it back? Donnie's going to side with Vlad and start giving him weapons and troops. That's where all this is going. That's what will turn it back. But if it was left alone and Ukraine was financed, they would win this war in the end, I can tell. Why? Because they were first on the planet to run with the complete philosophy. Fuck soldiers, fuck modern warfare, drones. That's why every other country follows suit now. And you see headlines. China building skyship that will house 1,000 drones that can be deployed by AI. Every military is doing that right now, switching to drone. They understood. They understand via the Ukrainians, drones are the future. Nothing else matters. So the Ukrainians have become the foremost expert on drone building, manufacturing, quickly deploying, and they're very successful. And they're building more and more and more and more and more. And Vlad's losing more and more. It's at the point now where a small country can defeat a large one because you don't need bodies. You need drones. A whole paradigm shift for warfare, for the world, for everything. For policing us, I told you they'd use the drones to police us. We already have cop cars, AI operated, with a drone on top. So the Reich brought a plan to Europe. Hey, just run with us and Vlad and Israel and betray Ukraine. And, you know, we promise we won't help Vlad steamroll Europe after that. And Europe said, no, we're not doing it. U.S. blueprint to rewire economies of Russia, Ukraine sets off clash with Europe, right? So Leon and Donnie full court press on the EU should be disbanded. That's why you should shut down X in the EU. I already told you. He will continue to try and incite violence against your nation of the European Union, which house many countries or states, if you want to look at it that way. This is amazing. How come someone didn't think about this 2 seconds, or months ago when these, no one had seized a ship yet. That's right. So 2 seconds after the oil tanker seizure, how did this not come out? How did I not see this? I saw it a day later. And it's brilliant. And it didn't even occur to me. And I've seen the movies, most of them. They're pretty good, pretty entertaining. Major corporate sponsorship deal announced. U.S. Navy to be rebranded as Pirates of the Caribbean. I was like, damn, they're murdering people in the Caribbean. They're stealing ships. How did I not think of that? It's like 5 movies called Pirates of the Caribbean with Johnny Depp. And this is what it looks like. It's a new movie coming out. The one you're living in. The Reich America is now Pirates of the Caribbean, literally. Just seasoned ships at gunpoint like Somali fucking pirates. Pirates of the Caribbean, the U.S. Navy. That's not a lie. How did I not think of that? How did that not just pop right in my head? Brilliant. Whoever thought of it first. I don't know who. God, how many more do I have? All right, I got 3 more here. Let's just bust these out. War Monitor is talking about what I read you earlier, all the criteria for foreigners that want to come here, which is basically a full biometric dossier, all information about your entire extended family, including address, everything. All emails, social media for 10 years, 5 years, however you want to look at it. All your business emails, all your businesses. Even registered sex offenders aren't required to go through this, turning tourism into a surveillance dragnet. It's not about security, it's about control, and it will eventually be normalized across law-abiding U.S. citizens. Foreigners are just a test group. I love how this is worded. I've said this to you a million times. Did you think the roundups were about illegals? No, they were about you. The illegals are the test group, are the doorway to get to you. This one, the foreigners coming in that say, sure, I'll give you a DNA sample. You can scan my eye, all full biometrics. I'll tell you everything you want to know about me. I'll give you all the phone numbers, my social, all the emails, all the activity online. I'll give it all to you just to come in the United States. Surveillance dragnet. You going in the system. There's a reason they want this comprehensive package about you. You going in the system. And the system will have everything it needs, even your DNA, your face, your eyeball. So that drone in 3 years can come kill you much more efficiently. That's all it's for, son. Nothing else. Don't come here. Because you'll be subject to a surveillance dragnet and a dossier built on you. And it's purely for AI, and it's purely for the new police state. Again, it's too late for us. They already have all our information. Leon, Thale, Vlad, Donnie, the Reich. It's over for America. It ain't over for you yet. Don't volunteer it. Be smarter than that. No trip to America is worth this. I live here. Trust me. President Donald Trump says he's granting a pardon to Tina Peters. I'm not going to read it. Allegedly, her charges are state charges, so this can't really legally hold up, but this is a Reich, Donnie's dear leader. He's the Fuhrer. I bet it does hold up. Another traitor pardon, by the way. She's a straight-up traitor. Inversion of reality. Traitors pardoned and called patriots and given your money. You called Antifa thrown in the gulag in Rwanda. I'm not goddamn kidding. That's where it's going. Who was convicted on state charges related to tampering with Colorado's election systems. Legal experts say presidential pardons do not apply to state charges. It's a Reich, son. I wouldn't be surprised if they let her out. And state charges won't matter anymore. Once they go full Reich and they're, an inch away, nothing matters anymore. Google CEO says we're all going to have to suffer through it as AI puts society through the wood chipper. I assume they were talking about loss of jobs and other things. And that's an interesting message to give to the world. I have a message from the man in me. Anyone who helps turn our world into an AI police state, you're going to have to suffer the man. Anyone who's down with the Reich and goes along and doesn't walk the other way, repent of that. You will have to suffer the man. He worse than a wood chipper, too. A lot worse. So as the CEOs, Leon, Sundar, Zuckerberg, Gates, Tim Apple, all of them sit back, Thale, the Reich itself, they have their own AI coming out, Altman, as they all sit back and they know what they're about to do to the world. And people like Sundar go out and say, you're going to have to suffer the wood chipper. I don't know. I'm rich. I want to help this dystopia. I'm down with the Reich. I've been at the table many times. You're just going to have to suffer it. Again, you people that take part, I'm here to tell you, and I'm smarter than you, son. Anyone who helps usher this AI police world in, you will have to suffer the man. Anyone who's down with the Reich is the hand of the Reich, planner of the Reich, member of the Reich, likes it in their heart, you will have to suffer the man. And the man's more terrifying than any AI dystopia, any wood chipper, any deportation to Rwanda. Part of the formula of suffering the man is the lake. Describe what happens to, or excuse me, read the description of what happens to the people in the lake. I look at it as they get erased. I've always looked at it that way. But scripture has a slightly different kind of way of describing it. That the smoke of your bodies goes up, or the smoke of your souls burn forever. You burn forever. And the smoke of that goes up forever and ever. I wonder, are you still conscious, alive in that lake? You wouldn't be alive to the rest of us. You'd be a nothing, forgotten, never existed. But to God, the Punisher, it almost kind of sounds like you would be conscious, not quite dead, constantly suffering, constantly tortured. A human can only be tortured for so long before they die. This is something different, if I remember what I've read correctly. You don't actually fully die, although you're dead to the rest of us. It's eternal damnation. Between you and God. Man, that sounds horrifying. And what was written or is written in the story before that point, that point that you get there, that's coming true. So all I can conclude logically about the paradigm, about what we're in right now, is that the rest is going to come true too. I'd keep that in mind. And don't take the mark. Have a wonderful evening.